Hi, good morning. It's Huntington's disease, Todd here. I have been out for my morning walk, and I'm going to try not to hit my microphone again. I can find out. I try not to do that because it is very annoying. And I understand. I'm trying to understand more about this process. Uh, just as kind of an eye opener to this thing that I'm doing, I started this Huntington's disease page for May for Huntington's disease awareness. But in all reality, because of my Huntington's disease, it takes me time, right, to figure it all out. So I started this in March. It was the end of March through April, and now I'm going to post these videos in May. I'm learning as I go, so there's certain things that I'm doing and I'm trying to perfect. My whole goal is just to get out some videos that talk about Huntington's disease from a different perspective. It's not all about the medical and the technical and all that. It's more about the daily living stuff that all of us have to deal with. And I'm trying to also, leave kind of a little bit of I don't know if you want to call it that, but a little bit of a legacy of this thing that may be beneficial. I've noticed that a lot of the videos on Huntington's disease page right now are getting very old, or the people have moved on from that part of their life. That could happen to me at some point in the future. But for today, I wanted to talk about something that happened with my mother a lot, and it probably happens with you. And now I'm finding it happens with me. But she would watch TV in her chair in the family room, and she would watch the same thing over and over again. And I would go in and I would try to insist that she watch something else, but she just didn't really care. My whole life growing up watching television or watching movies or any movie that you can even think of, I was always a one time and done kind of person. I like watching a movie, but once I saw it, I didn't need to see it again. So that's something that was just a unique about me. I can't speak for my mother, but I can only tell you that when she got, later on, and again, my mother had Huntington's disease, my grandfather had it, but also through that time period when my mom would always be watching the same thing or the same kind of shows, she would watch the soap opera type shows or ongoing. Well, now I found myself, I'm kind of in this new a routine where, I watch a lot of shows on YouTube, and I watch a lot of shows that are crime story related, the DNA and those kind of things. And my TV is so used to what I watch is it'll kick in those videos automatically. So if I don't do anything else, those videos will just start coming up automatically. And I say all this to say that, again, it's another part of my brain that it's just different now. It's not bad or good. It probably would be annoying to someone that, came over to watch TV with me, because now every now and then I'll watch a movie that I want to see, or I'll watch a movie that comes out, and I do enjoy, the movies that are high action and all that. I've always enjoyed those. But I never would watch a movie hardly more than once. So nowadays, and I find myself too watching a lot of older stuff that, kind of brings back, I don't know, some nostalgia, if you will, to me. But through the process, I will watch the same shows over and over again. So now I can kind of see what was going on in my mom's brain. And I didn't understand it then. I didn't understand it at all, because it was 5 years ago, 6 years ago, when she was going through that part. And me, I was not in it at all. And back then, I couldn't still watch the same show over and over. But one time I realized that, I watch the same shows, and very rarely it doesn't bother me like it used to. So if you have a spouse and you want them to, expand their horizons, or you want them to be more rounded, or you want them to watch more stuff or do different things, don't worry about that. We're all in this as part of our life where the things in our brain change, and we can't do much about it other than go with the flow. So if it's repetitive to you, it's not necessarily repetitive to them. And, I could always remember my mom telling me, when she would tell me a lot, that she was sorry. She would say she was sorry when I would come visit her. Sorry, I'm sorry, Todd. And I didn't know exactly what she was saying. I always thought that she was sorry that she had Huntington's disease, But I think what she was saying is, she was kind of like saying, I'm sorry that this disease, is in our lives. It's in our family. My mother never knew that I had Huntington's disease. It wasn't real relevant through the end of her life. and it wasn't something that I felt like I needed to share too much. But while she was hitting the end of, the end of her life, she said, "I'm sorry" a lot. And I just want you to know that I think we're all sorry about this disease. We're sorry for the impact that it has on our relationships, but it's also, we're sorry for how it affects our loved ones too. So anyway, this is Huntington's disease, Todd. I got lost there for a second, but this is Huntington's disease, Todd, and I'm sharing these videos for May, which is Huntington's Disease Awareness Month. And if you would, go to that Facebook page and like and share, and do those things that you do, and comment if you will. But again, if your spouse is sitting there and they watch the same thing more often than you would like, well, that's not always a bad thing. So that's just kind of how our brains start progressing. Okay, thank you. Huntington's disease, Todd.